It's Week 8 of the National Football League, and we have Amon-Ra St. Brown on center stage. There's been no shortage of work for him, sitting second in the league in catches. It's the Lions and the Titans, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that is a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a
It's Week 8 of the National Football League, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Titans and the Lions, next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to downtown Detroit and Ford Field, the home of the Lions. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that is a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
This returnable from the 4. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield. The Lions, led by Jared Goff, chanting his name during the playoffs in 2023 in Detroit. Far cry from the trade from the Rams to the Lions, second in the league in passing a season ago.
You know, some weeks, Mike, it just seems like you just can't do anything wrong. Every play, every throw, it just seems like everything goes your way, and that was certainly the case last week, throwing for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Hey, what, his receivers, they're coming into every game saying, we're going to get a lot of opportunities, and their quarterback can continue to play at that high of a level. There's a lot of production to go around.
Here's a 2nd and 6. One more time for Montgomery. He'll take this down to the 47. L'Jarius Sneed in on the stop. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. From the gun, it's Goff. That one on target to Williams. He's got it.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He's got it in the hands of Elijah Moore. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
These were the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Goff with the give to Montgomery. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Here's Goff. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. Seventh play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. Goff. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown.
And he's come out of the game on fire here, Mike, early. He's yet to throw an incompletion on this opening drive, and as he now approaches the opponent's side of the field and they start thinking points on that other sideline, this defensive play caller has to be looking at that call sheet saying, what can I do to slow this guy down? Because with the way this game has started, he could be in for a big day.
Down to the 4, it'll be 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, Goff. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Goff. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
So, trying to make a statement on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th and goal. And this is caught! Wow, the decision to go pays off. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Tennessee offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
He's coming off one of those games, Mike, where he just wasn't good enough. I mean, he wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. He was good at times. He just wasn't good enough times. And I think when you're playing the quarterback position and all of the focus is on you, your play has such a direct correlation between wins and losses that when you don't play your best, the magnifying glass is on you. So he needs to bounce back this week. He needs to be more productive in the passing game, generate more big plays, and then eliminate the turnovers. He cannot continue to throw the ball to the other team.
They'll go back to Pollard on 1st down. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Lockett headed in motion. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown. And that just adds to the start for this one. They walk down the field to get the touchdown, and then the defense joins the offensive party, Greg. Each side has scored a touchdown early on.
Yeah, and you just can't draw up a worse start than this, Mike. I mean, not only to allow the opposing team to go down and score on their first drive, but then to follow it up with a pick six. You find yourself in a big hole here early. Do they have enough to dig their way out?
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. A return now from the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Titans offense and running back Tony Pollard going to take over once again. And as we take a look at league leaders in receiving touchdowns by the running backs, he's right up there among the best in the league. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Right back to the air following that pick six. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the 4th quarter.
Here's 1st and 10. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. A gain of 16 yards. 1st down for Tennessee.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's 2nd and 9. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. Now a stoppage, we have an injured Lion. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Austin Seibert now for this field goal try. This will be a 38-yard attempt. Seibert's kick is good. And the Titans get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
From the 6, here comes a return. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Lions offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he'll get about 5. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery.
Holding offense.
That's on the former 5th overall pick, Brandon Scherf. Moore going in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
Goff to throw. He'll let this one go long for Williams.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. Out comes the Tennessee offense. They get set to see what they can do. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one finds Lockett down the left side. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. It's Aiden Hutchinson, former number 2 overall pick, in there to bring him down. It is 3rd and 10. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. On 4th down, the longtime special teams ace, Johnny Hecker on to punt. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Goff to throw. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
A run up the gut with Montgomery. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore. enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now, Goff. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
And a lot of people were confused about the Jameson Williams draft selection a couple years ago, Mike. Coming off injury, got hurt late in his career at Alabama. But let's not forget, when this guy was healthy, he was the best wide receiver in college. And now we're starting to see a lot of those qualities that we saw in that last year at Alabama play out at the professional level.
On the handoff, it's Montgomery. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
Throwing, Goff. Throw to the sideline, well done. Good job with the feet, stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes they do, have the first down.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice...
And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Detroit. That touchdown puts him in double digits. Now 10 rushing touchdowns on the season. Bates now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Lions move out to a 21-3 advantage. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Titans offense ready to get back at it. They are facing an uphill climb early. Begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll give it to Pollard to start this drive. And he'll only get it to the 26-yard line, setting up 2nd and long. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. Now a screen. Here's Pollard. The screen works for 10 yards and a 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Now, a deep ball here for Ridley.
I think it's one of those cases where he just tried to put a little bit too much on it and fit it into that window, Mike, and sails it high. Give his guy a chance to bring that one down. Put that ball on his chest and help him secure that catch. At this level, when you're that open, that ball has to be completed.
He'll get this ahead for about 3. The rookie, Terrion Arnold, there on the stop. Here's 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Lockett. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
They go right back to him. This catch good for 11 and a first down. Now Pollard, and he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
He finds the veteran Lockett. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. The tight end, Okonkwo, is in motion. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end, doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And he's in. Traylon Burks. Touchdown, Titans. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. This will be returned from the 6. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Lions offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. He's got a rushing touchdown in the game already as you check out where he ranked in rushing touchdowns coming into this weekend. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. And he'll manage only the 34-yard line. He's brought down after a short gain. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. 2nd down and 8. Now Montgomery. And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Now, deep shot for Amon-Ra. That's hard. And they're going to have this all the way down inside inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Here's Montgomery. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Montgomery. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Goff. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will score. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. 2nd touchdown of the game. Season total now up to 5. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Titans offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The next drive out ready to commence. Want to remind you what's coming up in primetime this week. Tonight on Sunday Night Football, 2 teams with plenty of playoff history, both historically and recently. The Cowboys and the Niners from Santa Clara, followed tomorrow night with Monday Night Football, the blue-collar team. The Giants and the Steelers meet up in Pittsburgh. Kickoff time at 8:15 Eastern. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's complete to lock it outright. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain. You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, ball's on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
They'll look to throw again. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw yet again. There's that man again. Another catch. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Lions offense. And their running back set to go once more. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. A second down throw for Goff. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. To throw is Goff. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion. There's no doubting the fact, Mike, they've made a clear point in saying we need to get this guy the ball as often as possible, and so far they've had great success when they have gotten him the ball. I think defensively at some point you've got to find a way to get this duo out of this rhythm or they're going to be in for a long game.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Receiver in motion, headed left. On 2nd down, Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. But production has been sensational early on. The last catch putting him over 100 receiving yards, and we still have another half to play. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Montgomery. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's closing in on 100 yards already. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. To throw is Goff. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Been a good drive, but they need to convert here on 3rd and 5. Goff to throw. That's complete to Moore on the right side. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit in a moment. Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it 1st and goal. Now Goff. And he will score again. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. He's doubled his touchdown output for the season in one game. That's his 3rd of the game, his 6th this year. This is turning into a monster game. Let's keep an eye on this. 3 touchdown catches alone in the first half. Could be a record-setting game. Here's Bates for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Lions add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He has Lockett over the middle. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. Throwing now on 1st and 10. He's going to get it to Okonkwo. The Titans will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. Throwing now from the gun. Connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Back to the air one more time. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Here's a timeout, Tennessee. It'll be their 2nd as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. Lockett brings it in out wide. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one. Like, he really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. C.J. Mosley, the veteran linebacker, there to shut it down. So we've reached halftime here at Ford Field, and the Lions have the lead. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin just outside Washington at Commanders Field in Landover. And as they approach halftime, it's the Bears who are out in front. The Bears locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently, they trail in that ball game. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. 3 touchdown passes there for Jordan Love. In the first half, it was the veteran quarterback Jared Goff who had command of the offense. He threw a first quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Titans offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Calvin Ridley was the intended receiver. And now it's 4th down.
We see this offense just continue to search for a spark. It's just this entire game, their execution's just been a little bit off, and now here in the second half, they find themselves down by multiple scores. They're going to have to connect on 1 or 2 of these big plays if they want to find themselves back in this one.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. 1st and 10. Throwing here is Goff. He gets this one to Moore. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
On 1st and 10, it's Montgomery. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
Open man is the rookie from Arkansas. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. On the ground, Montgomery. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
They'll run with Montgomery. Finding room to the 20. And he won't quite get to the end zone, but they're going to be set up at the 2-yard line.
What a good run there. That's going to put him over 100 for today's game, Mike. And it just seems as the game goes on, this guy just seems to get better and better.
Two yards from 6 points. It is first down and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. He slams it in there, and he is in. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Lions. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Roughing the kicker.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. The visitors' offense and veteran Tyler Lockett getting ready to get back to work. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. This one is caught downfield by Ridley. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down. Back to throw. He's got it. That's Burks.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Ball sitting at the 7. First and goal. They'll run here. It's Pollard. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Branch.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that hit. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
Goff with the give to Montgomery. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. They've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least 1 first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
The defense just has not been able to keep him under wraps. Now 10 catches in the game. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. They'll go play action with Goff. You'll find Montgomery out of the backfield.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the gun, it's Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Get a pause here. We have an injury, and it is the tight end, Sam Laporta, a player they cannot afford to lose. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try and run it here with Montgomery. And he's got it. He'll move the chains. 1st down at the 47.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown. And they will finally run him down.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A carry here for Montgomery. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
To the right side, that's St. Brown.
As we we saw in the first half, Mike, the defense was really unable to do anything to slow him down. He put up some really big numbers there in the first 2 quarters. Now here in the second half, just doesn't look like they've made many adjustments in the attempt to slow him down.
First and goal, and here's Montgomery. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up second and goal. Goff to throw. This one caught at the 4.
I think the rest of those receivers in the huddle have all come to the realization that they might not be getting a target anytime soon. And frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, they're riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Until this defense proves that they can stop him in the passing game, I expect the quarterback to just continue to go back to him.
That one taken in. Amon-Ra, safe grab. Touchdown, Detroit. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game. That is one behind the single-game NFL record. Bates now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Lions add on to their already sizable lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. This throw, right side, taken in by Ridley. On 2nd down, here's Pollard. And he'll manage to get to the 33. Jack Campbell, the former 1st-round pick, there to wrap him up. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Amik Robertson.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned, and sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college, and I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you, and sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They'll run to the right with Montgomery, and he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. To throw is Goff. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be out of bounds at the 5. He has been a thorn in the side of the defense all game. That last catch puts him over 200 receiving yards in this one. Five yards from the house. They've got it 1st and goal. Here's Goff. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
I think their sideline celebrated just a little prematurely because if you look closer, Mike, it's pretty clear. The receiver did not possess the ball while having both feet in bounds. Missed opportunity there, incomplete.
Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. And he's got another one. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Lions. That is his third touchdown of the afternoon. And make it a hat trick. That is his third rushing touchdown of the game. A big reason his team is on top.
And so far, Mike, this run game has been the difference, and we're going to see in the second half. Now, can they protect this lead? Because, Mike, that's where a run game has its most value. And so far, this guy's been incredible.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll look for Pollard out of the backfield. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. Try again. It's second and 10. On the handoff, Pollard. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down. Now, faking the give, and they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a second.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Titans punting unit comes out to the field as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. They run out of the gun with Montgomery. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter.
And he just continues to chew off more and more yardage with every single carry. And you can see here with the numbers, Mike, for as strong as he was in the first half, it almost looks like he's gotten even stronger now here in the second.
That's caught by the tight end, Darnell Washington. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And that throw just seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
They'll come up here, first and 10. Now a give to Montgomery, heading right, and he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. One more time for Montgomery. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the first down inside the 25.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Look him up on a second down and 8.
At the 20-yard line.
Goff. That is caught. What a throw. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. He is having a performance to remember. That is 5 touchdowns for him in this one game. And that's his 5th touchdown catch of the game. That ties the NFL single-game mark. Jerry Rice did it in 1990. Kellen Winslow Sr. 1981. Bob Shaw all the way back in 1950. They have company with the 5 touchdown reception game in this one. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. Things not looking good. But see if we get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. That one underneath to Pollard. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. So a pair of first downs moves them out to the 47-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to get it to Okonkwo, and he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. The man in motion is Burks. They run on the jet sweep, and that one shut down right away. Good pressure on the backside. The defense stops him for no gain. A give to Pollard running right. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
The 3-4 defense, Mike, is predicated on the big man over the center, the nose tackle. He's big, he's strong, he takes up the entire middle of the defense, and that's exactly what we just saw on that play. He makes the stop for no gain.
And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Titans cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit. So here's Seibert, made the field goal a moment ago, and now we'll kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit offense heading out for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, here's Montgomery. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. They'll send him over to the left. And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay.
Still 3rd down.
So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, Mike, sometimes we try to make NFL football a lot harder than it is. When you have a reliable target like this, and he just continues to get open and you realize the defense simply can't cover him, there's no reason to look anywhere else. Not only has he put together a tremendous game statistically, but he's just been flat out dominant.
Here's Montgomery. And they'll take this down inside 35.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground, Montgomery. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. A run up the gut with Montgomery. And he'll be taken down.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it. You know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
There's that man again. Another catch. And the tackle is made at about the 6.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle, prevent.
And he cannot be stopped. He's into the end zone again. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. He has come alive after the break. His 3rd touchdown of the 2nd half. And that touchdown's going to put him in a class by himself, receiving touchdown number 6 in the game, the most by any player in NFL history. Here's Bates for the extra point. And he missed it. It's no good. One of the few things that's gone wrong so far. so they're unable to add one more point onto this big lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. Traylon Burks, the intended receiver. 3rd down coming up. Back to throw. Got a man. It's Lockett. What a performance. Reception number 14 for the 1st down. Back to the air one more time. Looking middle, and he's got Ridley. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw again. This one finds Lockett down the left side.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They'll look to throw yet again. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
It's a gain of 19 in the air. That's good for a Titan 1st down. They'll look to throw. He has Lockett over the middle.